Atalanta 2, Chelsea 1. Atalanta FC 2, Chelsea FC 1. Bad result for Chelsea FC. We've gone down again. It's four straight games without a win, and it's official that we are in a rough patch of form. There were two goals. There were three goals that were scored in this game. Obviously, 2-1 that we lost. Pedro scored in the 25th minute, and his long goal was canceled by this Skamaka. That's their physical striker who pretty much was a handful for both Trevor and Fofana that came in the second half to replace him. And then the winning goal came from their young midfielder, the Belgian kid, the Ketelari. I hope I'm saying his name right. D. Ketelari. He scored in the 83rd minute to put their final nail in our coffin at Atalanta away, and we are trapped with 10 points, and it's not looking good. It's been a long way down from the high of destroying Barcelona 3-0, and it's been nothing but tears from since then. We've gone on. We drew 1-1 with Arsenal. Then we went away and lost 3-1 to Leeds. We lost to Leeds 3-1. Then we drew goalless draw with Bournemouth, and now we lost this game 2-1. Four straight games, no wins. One draw, right? No, two draws and two losses. That's a terrible run of form, and it's very much all back to the drawing board for Maresca. And even before we lost this game, throughout this game, there was little cohesion in our play. I mean, it wasn't even about the lineup. For me, I didn't have an issue with the starting lineup. Obviously, there could be one or two guys that you'd rather have here or there, but overall, with Josh at right back, I mean, I knew Josh was going to start. I was hoping it wouldn't be at right back, but that's where he started at right back. And for me, Josh was the best, Chelsea player on the day, and that gives you an idea of the fact that we didn't really play well. We didn't play well, and we lost the game. And Josh was our best guy, and he's 19 years old. And then in goal, obviously, was Sanchez. We had Josh at right back. We had Badashil. He was poor. We had Trevor. Trevor was okay until he got the yellow card in the first half. That's why he had to be subbed at halftime to protect him. And then at left back was Cucurella. Who didn't have he wasn't poor, but he didn't have the best of days. And in fact, the second goal that they scored, Cucurella could have done better, in as much as bone-headed Tosin gave away another bonehead free kick deep in our half, and that's essentially what led to their winning goal. In midfield, we had James, we had Enzo, we had Caicedo, who obviously he's back playing because his red card doesn't apply to Champions League games. But unfortunately for us, his inclusion in today's game was not enough to at least get us a result that we kind of needed to steady this sinking ship. Then on the wings we had Neto, we had Gittins on the other side, and a striker was Pedro, who overall actually did well. I feel like he actually did. He was fairly good. I mean, could he have done? Can he be a lot better? Yeah, he could have been a lot better. But overall, just given the way that we played as a team overall, he was actually one of our better players. Today. So, but that's the team that we had. It's a strong team. We should have. There's no reason why this team should have lost today's game. So we just didn't play well. We did not play well at all. And when you don't play well, yeah, you can lose a game, and that's what happened. But that is not giving credit to me saying that is like I'm not giving credit to where credit due. Where giving credit to the team that deserves the credit, and that is Atalanta FC. They outplayed us overall as a team. So it's kudos to them. It's not like we were poor and they got lucky. No, they deserve to win the game. And it is what it is when you show up for work and you're not prepared to perform well, to perform at your peak. Guess what? When the other team is playing very well, you are likely going to go down on that day, and that's pretty much what happened. We did not play, and we haven't played well for the last 3 games. In fairness, of the last 4 games, the only game we played well was the 1-1 draw against Arsenal at home. But the last 3 games, not withstanding that they're all 3 games away from home, but that is not an excuse for this Chelsea team to just be poor. Our last 3 road games, we only picked up 1 point. We only got we barely got away with the goalless draw at Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth, and it was a loss away at Leeds, and today's loss. So something has to be done. There's really not much in terms of trying to analyze this game, because if you watched it, you saw that we didn't, we lacked, cohesion for the most part of the day, and even as a team, defending, we weren't on top of things. Like, we weren't at our best, and the Atalanta players, they were finding space. Mostly their wing backs were just finding joy on both sides. And that, for me, that's where Maresca has to kind of go back to the drawing board and look himself in the proverbial mirror and say, listen, what could I have done to make sure that my team was, at least, if we're not going to score more goals, offensively, we needed to be more robust and more tight in terms of our defending as a collective. And that, for me, that's where we lost this game. And it was only a matter of time before one of their players was just going to find space and score. Notwithstanding, again, kudos to James' brilliant assist for Pedro's goal, and Pedro's goal was really nice and tidy. We were hoping he was going to be able to build on that, but James missed that brilliant chance that would have made it 2-0, and it was, I believe, it was just only a few minutes later where Fofana basically fell asleep on the job. And Scamacca then nodded in pretty much and open net. He was on marked inside the box, right? And that made it a 1-1. Everything was somehow notwithstanding that we weren't playing overall as well as we could, as well as we can play. We weren't playing that well, but we were fairly still comfortable in the game. Especially after Enzo went out for Gusto. But I think the turning point came when Fofana ended up with the injury to his eye, and he had to be replaced. That's where Maresca kind of missed the trick right there, because the player that he needed, the obvious sub that needed to be made, was to bring on Andre Santos to put him in midfield and then give us three natural midfielders, and then move Gusto to his natural right back role with Josh playing in center back, where, as I mentioned, he was our best player of the day. So, that's where everything fell apart. But he then went on ahead, and obviously, Maresca just cannot help himself. He went for one more time. His hand got caught in the, cookie jar, going for, Tosin. Tosin came in, gave away the, boneheaded free kick, and the rest is history. 1-1 became a 2-1 loss with, like 7 minutes to go. Pedro had that closed that chance that he really should have scored on what would have been a brilliant assist from Josh. Would have capped up a brilliant game for the youngster. But Pedro's connection, his ball, his strike was too close to the goalie. Had it been just a little bit slightly to the right of the goalie, it would have been 2-2 at the final whistle. But it was not meant to be, and now we are stuck at 10 points, and it's gonna be rough, because we need to get points so we can make sure that we qualify for the knockouts stages. It's obvious that we're not gonna chance of us finishing top 8 is pretty much super slim to almost none. Right now, we're just trying to think about, okay, how can we, at least get to the next phase of Champions League. Our next game is this weekend against Everton. They are flying high. I believe they won 4 or 5 straight games. The only 2 points behind us is going to be war. I mean, we can't. There's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. Everybody has to pick themselves up and get back to winning ways, hopefully at the bridge. That's all I have. How do you all feel? Like this video, share this video, and voice your concerns below. God bless you guys. Peace.